My God, we never did this before. This is part 2. My two admirers, I appreciate. Sorry, I gotta repeat myself. Somebody pressed the wrong button. We won't mention who, but that's okay. Okay. Charles LeBlanc here, the blogger, and I'll try to. I had everything all planned up. Now we're all wound up. It's okay. We're at the New Brunswick Legislature. The New Brunswick Legislature is known as the People's House. You know, everybody comes here. Hey, we're not even allow Syrians now. Syrians, Chinese, Indians, Frenchmen, blacks, Irishmen. Hey, we even got the Celtic minister that welcomes all the new cultures around this province. Everybody is welcome in the People's House. So, what am I doing here? Outside. Tomorrow, the day after, is my anniversary. It's been 10 years ago that I've been banned for life from the New Brunswick Legislature. A lot of things been happening for the last 10 years. I'm just looking back here and, you know, like this was the time that I began blogging. Nobody knew what a blogger was. I didn't even know what a blogger was. If I would have known what it would have become, knowing me, Scottish, I would have done the same thing. But, turn around, a guy named Mike gave me $100, and he wanted me to apply for the Legislative Press Gallery. I said, what the hell? So I met Danielle McCarty. He was working for the Irving Media, and he was the president of the Press Gallery. Now he works for the CBC, I guess. So I gave him $100. I made an application, and they refused. They said you're not allowed. They don't want no bloggers in the legislature. So we turned around. It got some press coverage. I don't know what happened. The current CBC program, The Current, me and Danielle Carmichael McCarty, we were guests on the show, The Current. Everybody was saying, The Current. Me, I was, hey, The Current. I didn't even listen to it because that voice at the beginning always drove me crazy. But short drive for me anyway. So turn around, me and Danielle, we showed up on the program, and he was taking it very, very seriously. I said to myself, my God, this guy is, don't want to piss off his boss, the Irvings. And I told him, I said, listen, we're going to be in The Current. You can try to make me look like a fool, but that's okay, Danielle. But I'll go after you for the next 3 or 4 years. It's up to you, Danielle. Him thinking, decisions. It turned out good. Everybody was happy. So, after that happened, Atlantica came to St. John. I'm sorry, I feel like an old grandpa. This is like for the archives. This video is for, we'll put it in the New Brunswick archive when I'm shot or whatever. And in future, in 100 years from now, it'll be like the black and white pictures of 100 years ago. People admire that. And they'll see all the politicians and the activists and everybody around. But Atlantica came, and when Atlantica came, I was arrested. And when I was arrested at Atlantica, thank God I had Harold Doherty as a lawyer. I was acquitted. And then I was told by Abel LeBlanc that I was banned from the New Brunswick Legislature for life. Banned. What? Why am I banned for? I got to Fredericton a week later. I went in, but I knew somebody. I knew they were going to ban me, so somebody was there. It was the day, no videos, just pictures. I had somebody taking pictures. And Dan served me right here, and he says I was harassing people. So I look at him, I said, who did I harass? We don't have to tell you. So then I found out that Monsieur Bichia would go around and ask if I talk to people inside, hello, my name is a Sergeant at Arms. Is that man harassing you? Is Charles harassing you? Oh, Charles, no. And some people, they said, yes, okay, whatever. If you say Charles is harassing you, I promise you, through the LAC committee, that's the legislative committee, what is it called again? Anyway, Charles will never know who put the complaint. And one of the complainants was a reporter, a journalist. I would love to know who that person was. But anyway, that's all right. So let's not, I was banned, was harassment. You could tell somebody hello, and that could be considered as harassment. Now, a lot of things been happening the last 10 years. I mean, Bernard Lord was the premier. Then because of his arrogance, he lost to Sean Graham. You imagine that? Premier Sean Graham. And he was Sean Graham was a people's guy, talk to the people. And his entourage wasn't that good, so Doug Tyler and everything, but this will be shown, then next thing you know, NB Power. And look, a lot of things changed. Look, even this, there used to be bushes on the front lawn. This used to be, they just fixed this all up a couple of years ago. The walkway wasn't the same, it was old, but it looks better. But there was thousands and thousands of people here to save NB Power. Now we found out one more thing about NB Power. There was 20,000 people signed up on Facebook. Facebook just started to save NB Power. I started laughing. They said, okay, we're gonna have protests via Facebook. I said, do you expect 20,000 people surround the legislator, Facebook friends? They were lucky if they got maybe 50. It wasn't for the union to organize. NB Power was saved. Next thing you know, David Allwood was born. And poor David, if he would have listened to moi, he would have put a referendum on shale gas, he would still be premier today. But no, we want to put it on his platform. As I don't charge to be a political advisor, maybe I should. A lot of things happen. The press gallery is no longer the press gallery that we used to know. There used to be more people. Now they're all working communication. They're gone. Randy McKean, my God, the bottom line. The bottom line on KSJ, gone. Now he works for the Liberals. A lot of people, the speakers, and who would have thought? I remember there's a big new building, the Chancery Place. There wasn't no Chancery Place 10 years ago. It was just a park. And I remember Mike Murphy, remember him? And Mike Murphy introduced me to this young puppy. There he was sticking out his tongue and his tail was waving. Who was the young puppy? Chris Collin. He just won a by-election in Moncton. He was just, I asked him to be interviewed with him there last week. He said, I don't think so. But anyway, that's all right. Now, Chris Collin is the Speaker of the Legislature. Tanker Malley, oh my God. Bev Harrison was Speaker. And then Tanker Malley took the job. I said to Tanker, whatever you do. Bev Harrison was smart. I said to Tanker, do not sign papers to have me banned. And Dan BCI took advantage. The Sergeant R took advantage of Tanker Malley. And next thing you know, I'm banned. Eugene McKinley was Speaker. Nice guy. Gone. Dale Graham. And people are gone. I think I'm the only one that don't get paid to hang around here. Everybody's here is paid, and if you're not paid, you don't hang around. Me, they tried to eliminate me by banning me and other court case, but see, je suis Charlie. And je suis Charlie, we know what happened in France with the Charlie Journal, but you know what? Je suis Charlie is very important. We have Charlies in Fredericton. I hear the door knock. I hope it's not the Sergeant Art. So what happened is a lot of things have changed, and change is good. And like Andrew McDonald, the guy that arrested me when I was protesting for the Mactaquac Park, and he arrested me right the sidewalk there. And next thing you know, they offer Andrew either a package or he's fired. So next thing you know, he's done. And he even told me, he said, you have ruined my life. Hey, should have left me alone. I was assaulted in the back, Danielle Carmichael and a bunch of goons. Again, they charged me, but the charges were dropped. I'm just checking one thing here. Just don't move. My cameraman, I wanted to make sure he didn't fall asleep. So, you okay too? Okay. So anyway, 10 10 years anniversary of me being banned. I guess there's 4 or 5 other people that got banned. I don't think it's a great way to promote our democratic system in banning certain people. Now, let's not forget, I'm very sorry, just want to make myself clear. I was banned from the legislature, but when I was here, I came after the protest. Did I say that story? I just said it after, right? I came after the protest. I lived in a tent for 6 months. Did I already said it the second time? The second time, did I? So I turned, no, I don't think so. So we came here, sorry. So anyway, but make a long story short, this used to be my routine. I used to come here after I lived 6 months here and I came back. They said, how come you're hanging around here? I said, well, you're like my neighbors. You're the only people I know. And it's true, I didn't know anybody here. Nobody. And you 2 MLAs, Trevor Holder and Abel LeBlanc and my priest, that's all I knew. Now, oh my God. But anyway, turns around, who would have thought that this would have been the thing here and all that. But that's another story. But I used to read the paper in there, the Irving paper, because I had no computer. And I used to use their computer. So this was part of my routine. And they had to break that routine, and I don't blame them. So at the end, they got together and say, okay, you're banned. Things have changed. Right now in there, my God, they got metal detectors. It's not the same that what I used to know what was in there 10 years ago. Would I be interested? I won't go there as many times as I used to, but this was part of my daily routine. Those were the days there was no video cameras. We're just pictures. Now, when I find out the videos, I hunt down the politicians. They look at me and say, well, I remember the first time I put the camera in their face and they said, hey, it was a flood, 2008. Big giant flood was coming up and those politicians stay inside the legislature. The electricity went off and they voted themselves a $6 million raise in their pension. Robert Jones came out with that story. I came up, I was chasing after them. They said, what? What's your opinion on your crooked pension? Well, I got no comments. And then I hunt them down. Then the cops come to me and say, you can't do that. Can't do what? You can't hunt down politicians and ask them for opinion. You're not a journalist. Oh, me? Oh, I'm not a journalist. Oh, I'm better than that. I'm a blogger. Blogger! So at the end, I said, who made the complaint? Oh, we don't have to tell you. But if you arrest me, that person will testify, right? Yes, good. Arrest me. That they will say, what did Mr. LeBlanc ask you? Well, he asked us about we voted ourselves for a crooked $6 million raise in our pension. They would have made national news. They wanted me to sign papers once they arrested me at the ledge, not to talk to one MLA pending my trial. You imagine? I said, I can't sign that. Some of my best friends are MLAs, Abel LeBlanc. And they said, if you don't sign that, you're going to go to jail. He said, hey, I've been hearing some stories in St. John. Go ahead, arrest me. That was the end of that. But a lot of things have changed in the last 10 years. My health, I became an epileptic. I was an epileptic, and then I take my battle with the cops. And Monsieur Bissière also. Monsieur Bissière helped him too. His blood pressure, the battles between me and Monsieur Bissière, it was heavy. Did some harm on him, some harm on me. I'm taking my medication. Everybody's trying to calm down. And it's very important, Je suis Charlie, that Je suis Charlie remains. Not only because of me, Charlie, the words, the system, our social media, our freedom, the freedom to say what we want in a good way, not to hurt people, but freedom of speech. And today's media, Irving and everything, the freedom of speech is not there. So yes, it's my anniversary, and I thank my 2 producers that this is a second take. I apologize, somebody pressed the camera, but this question we might, because I had to repeat myself, I'm very sorry, me repeating myself, can you imagine? 10 years ago, there's a lot of stuff we would have never believed. Who would have thought Facebook 10 years ago? Who would have thought Twitter 10 years ago? Who would have thought Stephen Horseman 10 years ago. Who would have thought Charles, the blogger, or so many things chance to replace 10 years ago? Who would have thought Brad Woodside would have lost the election 10 years ago? Now, another thing I want to know, what was 10 years ago? Would this would have been existent 10 years ago?
Happy anniversary, Charles. 10 years, proud. And you can't blame them, as you said, right? 10 years ago. Yeah.
What were you doing 10 years ago?
10 years ago, I was working for the Conservation Council.
And that used to drive you crazy too a couple of times.
You've never driven me crazy. Never driven me crazy.
And the Green Party, 10 years later, and you're a member, an MLA.
What are you laughing for?
I think
It's not hubris.
I think it's funny. Who would have thought about that 10 years ago?
That's true. Who would have imagined? Who would have imagined? But here I am, leader of the party, seat in the Legislative Assembly,
Fredericton.
still friends with you.
Still, oh yeah, no. You were trying to make you lose your temper a few times. It doesn't work. You got lots of patience. Good MLA to hold this camera.
Well, you're my constituent.
Yeah, exactly. Like I always said, the worst mistake that you ever got from me is I helped you when I voted for you. So you're all mine. So 10 years, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen 10 years from now?
10 years from now. Good question. Maybe I'll be heading for forming a government with the Green Party 10 years from now.
Ton français est bon?
Oui, ça c'est bon.
Ouais, pas de problème. Ouais.
Bon, il y a un peu de problème.
Ouais.
Je continue d'étudier le français, d'augmenter mon capacité de parler en français, oui.
Ouais, tu devrais parler le chiec. Non.
Vous parlez le chiec.
Parle le chiec. Ben, c'est bon. Je veux dire, on a un leader qui parle français, puis anglais, puis... Do you think it's good for democracy to ban people from there?
Well, not as a rule, but sometimes some people just can't, if people are being bothered a lot, people feel threatened, then under certain circumstances, maybe you have to do it.
Yeah, no, it's...
As you said, there are 5 people banned, maybe?
Yeah, 5, 6. But then the old Sergeant at Arms said to the media, he said protesters used to remove the door off the hinges and they never banned anybody. I wonder if they banned people from Nova Scotia or PEI. I wonder how that works.
I think probably every legislature has a few people on their list.
That's
my guess, but I don't know.
No. So, did I forget something?
I don't know.
No?
Why did you want to talk to me?
No, I thought it's great because thank you very much for holding the camera.
I'm a human tripod.
No, exactly. No, but I mean, 10 years ago, who would have thought that a Green Party MLA?
So a lot changes in 10 years. And 10 years from now, we can hope for great things. Absolutely.
What did you learn? What's the difference between a liberal and a conservative?
I think you asked me that before. What's the difference? Good question. And I don't have a good answer. But they're certainly far closer together than they are to the Greens.
I think the NDP, People Alliance, the Greens together?
It's great. There's 5 parties now. Yeah. And if we had proportional representation, everyone would have a seat in here, which would mean everyone would have a voice because everyone's vote would count. No one would lose their vote. It would be that's where we should go. And in PEI, they're having a referendum this fall on proportional representation.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they are. They had a big study. They went around, held hearings. Now they've got a referendum question, 4 choices, and it's going to be this fall.
One more question. If I would have seen you 10 years ago and say you'll be an MLA for the Green Party, what would you have told me?
10 years ago. So Elizabeth May, 10 years ago, that was the year she decided to run for the leadership of the federal party. So I would have said that's unlikely. But then I was surprised when Elizabeth told us that she was running for the leadership of the Green Party. And so that got my interest. So I started thinking about it after she won the leadership.
All good. Thank you.